I have combined clubs from 5 different nations to create a Scandinavian Super League in Football Manager. With all the nations together, will the league thrive and become one of the best in Europe? Hey, how's it going? And welcome to this Football Manager experiment video where I have created a Scandinavian Super League. I have created a league pyramid here featuring clubs from 5 different nations, from Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland and Iceland, to see who will come out on top here in Scandinavia. But also, if you combined all these leagues together, will it become a powerhouse and rival the leagues such as the Premier League and the Liga as the best in Europe? Well, first of all, we've got a Scandinavian Super League, as you can see, with 16 teams. I have taken over the Norwegian leagues here for this experiment, seeing as that come out on top as the best rated Scandinavian league. As you can see, it is rated as the 15th competition in the world at the moment, but hopefully this can get up close to the top 5, the Super League here, and rival the big 5 competitions in Europe. In the 16 teams that are in the Super League here, I've gone purely by reputation, so I'm not selecting any bias to any of the nations here. In the Super League, got one Icelandic team in Vikinga R. We've also got one Swedish team in Malmo, and the other 14 teams are either from Denmark or Norway. In the Scandinavian First Division, we've got a lot more Swedish teams in here and Icelandic teams. We've also got our first teams from the Finnish league in here as well. I believe that is HJK. I actually believe there's only one Finnish team in the First Division here as well. That is HJK. As I said, I've gone through reputation from these 5 Scandinavian countries. In the Second Division, Group 1, we've got 14 teams, again from all different nations here. Same with Second Division Group 2. Then after that point, it's just the basic Norwegian teams pretty much in the Third Division. Got 6 tiers or 6 leagues in the Third Division, and I believe I've got 8 teams from the nations here in this third tier here. So basically, all the teams with 2.5-star reputation or above are featured here in this league pyramid. So be interested in how it would turn out by the end of the video. I'm going 50 years into the future, by the way, to see. To give it a real chance, basically, of trying to give it a chance of being one of the best leagues in Europe, and see what they can do in Europe itself as well, in terms of the Champions League, Europa League, etc., and Europa Conference League, of course. But looking at the First Division, which is the second tier of the pyramid here, got some big teams in here, such as IFK Gothenburg, Djurgårdens from Sweden as well, AIK. We've also got Aalborg in here, Vålerenga, Stroms Godset, which is Odegaard's hometown club, of course, and also got HJK from the Finland League as well. So yeah, got many teams featuring here in this video here today, over 100 teams I'd say. So who will be crowned the king of Scandinavia? Well, I'm going to go forward 5 years at a time, all the way up to 50 years in the future. Let's see who the early dominant team is. Well, we're now 5 seasons into the future. Well, tell a lie, we're actually 6 seasons into the future, because it's 2028 now. As you can see, it's Christmas Day 2028. That's because the Norwegian League starts in April and ends in December. So we're technically 6 seasons deep here. There's only one 3.5-star reputation team in the Super League, and that is FC Copenhagen. They were 3.5 stars at the start as well of the video here. So they are still the highest reputable club in Scandinavia, but have they won most of the trophies at the start here? Well, first of all, we shall mention that the actual Super League has gone up to 14th biggest in Europe here by reputation, but it did go down as low as 18th in 2026. So it didn't start off too well, it has to be said, but now the league is starting to climb again, up to 14th biggest in Europe. FC Copenhagen are the latest winners of the Super League here, but they haven't been the most successful team so far. Actually, the first 4 wins all came to Danish teams, and there was a little bit of a theme going on. FC Midtjylland won the first one in 2023, followed by FC Nordsjælland, then FC Midtjylland again, and then FC Nordsjælland again. So the first 4 leagues were won by FC Midtjylland twice and FC Nordsjælland twice as well. The first Norwegian winner came in 2027 as Rosenborg won the title there, and just gone in 2028, the biggest club in Scandinavia at the moment in real life, FC Copenhagen have won it in 2028. So from the first 6 league titles here, 5 Danish clubs, but FC Nordsjælland and FC Midtjylland out in front with 2 league wins apiece. I've also taken over the Norwegian Cup as well, of course. I've renamed that the Scandinavian Cup, and the latest winners of that as well are FC Copenhagen. So they have won a double here in 2028, so cementing their position as the biggest club in Scandinavia at the moment. But the most successful clubs so far have been Malmo, who won it in 2024 and 2026. Also, the first winners of the competition were Icelandic, with Vikingur winning it in 2023, and a competition win for AGF and FC Nordsjælland as well. So if we're looking at pure trophy wins so far, the most successful have been FC Nordsjælland. So they've won 2 league titles and 1 cup as well. But FC Copenhagen with the best season so far, winning the double in 2028. Also, every nation have won a piece of silverware so far. Sweden and Iceland win it in the cup here, of course. Denmark and Norway in the league. Only Finland are yet to win a piece of silverware in the video. So unfortunately, nothing to talk of in Europe as of yet for the teams, but it's very early days. Only 6 seasons played so far. Let's go forward another 5 years in the future, and let's see who the dominant force is. Well, another 5 years into the future now, and there's a new leader at the top in terms of reputation. That is FC Midtjylland. They are now the only team with a 3.5-star reputation. Copenhagen are down to 2nd place there. Well, FC Midtjylland might be top in terms of reputation, but a team on top in the last 2 years have been Godset. I did mention them before, and they have won the last 2 leagues in a row in 2032 and 2033. They only won this league title, by the way, on goal difference, above AGF in 2nd place, so it's very tight. But Godset back-to-back winners in the Super League. Also, Rosenborg have won their second league title in 2031. FC Midtjylland have won their 3rd, I believe. Yeah, FC Midtjylland have won their 3rd, and AGF won their 1st title in 2029. So the league titles are getting split about quite a lot. The last 3 winners have been Norwegian. It's Godset and Rosenborg. Still no winners from Sweden or Finland or Iceland as of yet, in the league at least. But the most successful in terms of league wins are FC Midtjylland with 3 titles to their name so far. But FC Nordsjælland, Rosenborg and Godset have all won 2 as well. Well, in terms of the Scandinavian Cup, FC Copenhagen won it back-to-back in 2029. Hammarby have won it twice now as well. Another Swedish winner, won in 2030 and 2032. Molde won their first piece of silverware in 2031. And the latest winners have been FC Midtjylland, winning it in 2033. Also, the competition has risen up to the 7th biggest cup in Europe, just behind the Dutch, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, German and English, of course. So the cup is starting to rise very nicely, but FC Midtjylland have won that once as well very recently. So the most successful team so far are FC Midtjylland with 4 trophy wins to their name, 3 in the league and now 1 in the cup. Well, we've had our first bit of success in Europe in the Europa Conference League. No one has won it yet, unfortunately, but 2 teams have got to the final. In 2031, FC Copenhagen got to the Europa Conference League final, where they lost to Brighton, unfortunately. And 2 years later, another Dane got to the final in AGF, and they lost to another English opponent, losing to Newcastle in the final. But it's nice to see two of the teams getting as far as the Europa Conference League final, but it would also be nice to see one of them win it in the future. So let's go forward now another 5 years into the future. Will Denmark and FC Midtjylland still be on top? Well, 15 years now into the experiment, and we have a new dominant force. Our first team to win 3 in a row, and it's a Swedish team. IFK Gothenburg, have won the last 3 league titles in 2036, 37 and 2038. So they've been back-to-back winners before in Godset, the only one so far in the league, but IFK Gothenburg are taking it one further. They've won 3 in a row and counting at the moment. The winner before that were also Swedish, so Sweden have finally joined the party here, in the Super League at least. IF Elfsborg won it in 2035, and FC Midtjylland won their 4th league title in 2034. So despite IFK Gothenburg winning 3 in a row, FC Midtjylland still on top in terms of total wins in the Super League. Well, IFK Gothenburg dominating the Super League at the moment, 3 in a row, but they didn't win any Scandinavian Cups in that time. Molde have won 2 in the last 5 seasons. Hammarby have won their 3rd, I think. Yeah, Hammarby have won their 3rd Scandinavian Cup in 2035. Lyngby with their first win of the video here in 2036. And FC Midtjylland with their 2nd cup in 2037. So I'm pretty sure FC Midtjylland are out on top at the moment with 6 wins to their name so far. 4 Super Leagues and 2 Scandinavian Cups. But at the moment, IFK Gothenburg on top, as you can see by the reputation here as well. A new leader at the top in terms of the 3.5-star reputation. IFK Gothenburg, the only one with that rep rating there. Followed closely by FC Midtjylland and FC Copenhagen, the two big Danes in 2nd and 3rd place. Unfortunately, no more European finals are talk of in the last 5 seasons, but what will happen 20 years deep? Will IFK Gothenburg continue their run here, or will there be a new one at the top? Well, for the first time, we haven't got a team on top here with a 3.5-star rep rating, which is a little bit disappointing, let's be honest. Only 3-star is the maximum from Scandinavia. We've got a lot of 3-star teams, though. As you can see, around 15 to 20 teams with 3-star rep rating. So it's a very competitive league, which also makes it very interesting. But in terms of on top here, the top 2 are 2 Swedish teams, AIK and IFK Gothenburg, followed by Brøndby, Copenhagen and Midtjylland. Well, IFK Gothenburg had their little moment. They won 3 in a row, but they haven't won one in the last 5 seasons. Brøndby won their first Super League in 2039, which is a little bit surprising. AIK won their first in 2040 and their second in 2042, so another Swedish winner there. FC Nordsjælland won it in 2041 for the 3rd time. A long gap between their first 2 and their 3rd one, though. They haven't won one since 2026, but nice to see them back on top. And Rosenborg have won it for the 3rd time as well, I believe, in 2043. Yeah, Rosenborg are the latest winners, the Norwegians in 2043. Also, the league has climbed a lot, by the way. Started off with 15th reputation, of course, and now up to 8th biggest competition in Europe, so that is very nice. Well, in terms of the Scandinavian Cup, FC Copenhagen won in 2039. Hammarby won it again in 2040. I think that's their 4th time. That is Hammarby's 4th time winning the competition. OB have won their first competition, I believe. Brøndby again winning in 2042, the Scandinavian Cup. And the latest winners are IF Elfsborg in 2043. Well, at the moment, 20 years deep, we've got one outright winner in terms of Super League wins. That is FC Midtjylland, who have won 4 so far. They haven't won one since 2034, though, so they need to start winning again, that is for sure. We've got 3 teams who have won 3 Super Leagues so far. That is IFK Gothenburg, who won it 3 years in a row, of course, in the late 2030s. Rosenborg have won 3 since their last win in 2043. And also FC Nordsjælland have won 3 as well. So we've got 1 Danish team, Midtjylland with 4. FC Nordsjælland, who are Danish, with 3. IFK Gothenburg with 3, who are Swedish, and Rosenborg with 3, who are Norwegian. We're still yet to see a winner of the Super League who are from either Finland or Iceland, unfortunately. Also, I'm quite surprised about FC Copenhagen. They are arguably the biggest club in Scandinavia. They have won only 1 Super League so far, and they've finished runner-up on only 4 occasions as well, so a little bit disappointing from them. Talking of Copenhagen, though, they've done much better in the Cup. They've won 3 in the Cup so far. Hammarby have won 4 in total. I think they're the most successful team in the Scandinavian Cup, Hammarby. Yeah, in the Cup, Hammarby are the most successful, winning 4 times, but followed by FC Copenhagen and Molde, who have both won 3 as well. So FC Midtjylland are still the biggest club in Scandinavia so far, but with only 6 competitions, it's very, very tight. Let's see how we're doing 25 years deep. Well, we're now officially at the halfway point of the video, and there's 3 teams now with a 3.5-star reputation. That is Brøndby, Rosenborg, and FC Midtjylland. The top teams haven't changed too much here in the video. Brøndby on top, though, is a new one, I believe. Has any team really fallen down from the early stages? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like the bigger teams, the bigger Scandinavian clubs we're familiar with are pretty much lingering at the top the whole time at the moment. You know, get some ones come up there like Gothenburg, who have a little bit of a dominant spell, but other than that, no one's really changed as of much. But at the moment, the biggest club are Brøndby, followed very closely by Rosenborg and FC Midtjylland. Well, Brøndby took a while to win their first Super League, but they've won their first, second and third now in recent times. They won it for the 2nd time in 2044 and the 3rd time in 2047. Also, Copenhagen have won it for the 2nd time in 2045. FC Midtjylland have won it for the 5th time, I believe, in 2046, and Rosenborg for the 4th time, I believe, in 2048. So FC Midtjylland still on top with 5 wins now in total, but followed closely by Rosenborg with 4 titles to their name now. Also, the league has dropped a little bit in the last year, unfortunately, down to 9th place in the biggest competition in Europe. Well, in terms of the Scandinavian Cup, Rosenborg have done a double this season. They have won it, the Cup and the Super League in 2048. Also, Brøndby did a double in 2047, I believe. Nordsjælland have won it as well. AIK have won it in 2045. And Rosenborg have won it again in 2044. So I think Rosenborg might be rivaling Midtjylland now for the most successful team in Scandinavia. Also, in terms of the Cup, it's really risen in the reputation of the Cups here. It's up to 4th biggest in the world, or in Europe as of now, only behind the Italian Cup, the German Cup, and the FA Cup. So the Scandinavian Cup is definitely a very big competition these days. Well, even though Rosenborg have won 2 of the last 5 Scandinavian Cups, that was actually their only first Scandinavian Cup win in 2044. So FC Midtjylland are still on top in terms of total wins with 7, with Rosenborg just behind with 6. And Brøndby, by the way, who are the biggest club officially in terms of reputation now, have 5. They've really come strong in the early 40s here, so Brøndby are certainly a team to watch out for here. Well, unfortunately, we're still yet to have a team win in Europe, but we have had our 3rd final in the Europa Conference League, but unfortunately it's our 3rd runner-up as well. FC Midtjylland have made their 1st final in Europe. They finished runner-up to another English team in Bournemouth in 2044. So now let's go forward now 30 years in the future. Can one team stretch themselves away from the rest? Well, another 5 years into the future, and the 3 biggest teams are still the 3 biggest teams in terms of reputation, just in a different order now. FC Midtjylland are now back on top, followed by Brøndby and Rosenborg, who are all 3.5-star reputation teams. FC Copenhagen only as good to be 6th place at the moment. Also, we haven't really mentioned the Icelandic or Finnish teams in the video so far. Vikingur won their first Scandinavian Cup of the video, but they haven't done anything since, and we haven't seen any Finnish teams win anything so far until we looked in the last 5 years, of course. But the biggest Finnish team at the moment is actually VPS, down here in about 20th place or 15th place. They are a 3-star reputation team now, so it seems like they've done something in the last 5 years. We should check it out. And in terms of the Icelandic teams, I think you have to go all the way down to Vikingur R, who are the biggest Icelandic team still, with a reputation of only just 2 stars in the Scandinavian 2nd Division Group 2. So the Icelandic teams aren't doing much, let's be honest. There's still 20 years left to go, so they might make a late surge. And at least Vikingur have won a competition in the video, so that is something at least in the first season. But not doing much in terms of the reputation. But the Finnish teams are climbing a little bit, especially VPS, who are now a 3-star reputation team. Well, in terms of the dominant force of the league, I asked for a team to step up, and that team is FC Midtjylland. They've won 3 of the last 4 Super League titles in 2053, 52 and 50. Nordsjælland have won another one in 2049, one of the biggest teams so far in the video. As are Molde, they've won it in 2051. That might be their first win in the Super League though. Molde have been very successful in the Cup, but that is their first Super League win. Also, Brøndby finished runner-up 3 of the last 4 seasons as well, but FC Midtjylland have now won 8 Super Leagues in total, so FC Midtjylland are firmly the biggest club in the Super League here. Also, the reputation remains in 8th position in terms of in Europe. Well, in terms of the Scandinavian Cup, a little bit of a mix of winners here. Midtjylland have won 1 in 2052, so a double for them in that year. So it's been very successful the last 5 years for them. The latest winners though are Kalmar FF, who are a Swedish team who have won their first piece of silverware, I believe, in 2053. Also, IF Elfsborg, they've chipped in with a couple of wins here. I think 1 Super League, 2 Cups now. They're a Swedish team as well in 2051. Kristiansund have won their first piece of silverware in 2050. I'm pretty sure they're Norwegian. And Nordsjælland won it in 2049 as well. But of course, the biggest team so far in the Super League are Midtjylland still, who have now stretched their league to 11 trophy wins, 8 Super Leagues and 3 Scandinavian Cups. We have had another team in the Europa Conference League final the 4th time now, but for the 4th time, they have lost the final to an English club. This time, FC Copenhagen, with their 2nd European final, have lost to Wolves in the 2051 Europa Conference League. Let's be honest, Copenhagen have been relatively disappointing in the video, but they have got to 2 European finals, the first team to do that, but no one has won a European competition yet. It seems like the Conference League might be our only chance in the video. The Europa League possibly. I think the Champions League is completely unrealistic, but at least Copenhagen got to 2 finals. Can we see someone win before we end the video though? Well, 35 years into the future now, we have 3 Danish teams on top. Brøndby, Midtjylland and FC Nordsjælland are the 3 teams with a 3.5-star reputation. Rosenborg have fallen down a little bit below Molde and AIK, and FC Copenhagen lingering there in 7th place in terms of the biggest reputation. Before we go any further with this video though, guys, please remember that if you do like this video, to hit that like button for me. And also, if you're new around here, you want to see more videos like this, do hit that subscribe button as well. It also really helped me out, and it's much appreciated. Wow, it seems like we have a new dominant force to talk of in Scandinavia, because Brøndby have won the last 4 Super Leagues in a row in 2055, 56, 57 and 58. But before that, FC Midtjylland won 3 in a row and 4 of the last 5 Super Leagues. So Denmark are really dominating things here now in Scandinavia. The last 7 winners have been either FC Midtjylland or Brøndby. 3 in a row for Midtjylland. We've seen the team do that before in IFK Gothenburg from Sweden, but Brøndby are the first team to win 4 in a row in the 2050s here. We're starting to see a little bit of domination going on here, and also 4 and counting. So Brøndby could make it 5 or maybe more in a row in the future. Also, the competition is down to 9th position now, but it's firmly a top 10 competition in Europe, and that's a lot better than 15th. Well, Brøndby are dominating the Super League in the last 4 seasons, but they're not dominating the Cup. They haven't won a Cup in the last 5 years. FC Midtjylland actually won that 3 in a row as well in 54, 55 and 56. They also won that 4 out of 5 seasons. The last 2 winners though have been AIK from Sweden and Molde from Norway in 2058. So Brøndby must be very close to Midtjylland here, but I think Midtjylland are still running out firm winners in terms of trophies won. Well, Midtjylland have actually won 6 Scandinavian Cups so far, where Brøndby have only won 2. So I still firmly believe that Midtjylland are on top. Yeah, Midtjylland have won 15 trophies in total. They've won 9 Super Leagues and 6 Scandinavian Cups. But Brøndby have won 7 Super Leagues now and 2 Cups. But Midtjylland are still firmly the biggest club in Scandinavia in terms of trophies won. They have won 15 in total. But Brøndby are starting to catch up a little bit. They've won 4 Super Leagues in a row. Can they stretch that lead even further? Well, we're starting to get some big teams in Scandinavia now, 40 years deep. We've actually got 7 teams with a 3.5-star reputation. We've got Brøndby, Copenhagen, IFK Gothenburg, AIK, Molde, Rosenborg and FC Midtjylland. So IFK Gothenburg have come back, it seems. We've got 2 Swedish teams here in the top 7. We've also got 3 Danish teams in Brøndby, Copenhagen and Midtjylland, and 2 Norwegian teams in Molde and Rosenborg. Still yet to see anything from the Finnish teams. The Icelandic teams have pretty much gone completely off the boil, to be honest. But the Finnish teams, I'd like to see more from them. VPS are still lingering up here in the top 15 or so. Had they won a competition? Let's hope they have done. Well, we have a new winner at the top in Super League. AGF have won it in 2063. Copenhagen have won it again as well in 2062. But Brøndby dominated the Super League in the late 50s, early 60s. Actually won 7 in a row. Yeah, Brøndby won 7 Super Leagues in a row from 2055 to 2061. So Brøndby had a real hot streak, it has to be said. Midtjylland and Gothenburg have both won 3 in a row in the past, but no team has won as much as 7 in a row, and that will take it will take a lot to beat that record, it has to be said, especially with only 10 seasons to go in the video. But Brøndby with 7 Super League wins in a row, pretty incredible. Unfortunately, the reputation has dropped now to 11th in terms of the leagues in Europe. That's unfortunate, but Brøndby a dominant force in the late 50s, early 60s there. Well, thanks to Brøndby winning 7 in a row, they're now the biggest team in the Super League so far, winning 10 Super Leagues. Brøndby. FC Midtjylland in 2nd place, winning 9. So Brøndby, after winning 7 in a row, are the new biggest team in the Super League. And of course, both those teams are Danish, Brøndby and Midtjylland. Have Brøndby won any more Scandinavian Cups though? Well, they did win 1 more cup. They won a cup in 2060. Lyngby won it in 2059. I think that's their 2nd time winning the competition, Lyngby there. Rosenborg won a competition again in 2061. And the last 2 winners, though, have been AIK. Won it back-to-back in 2062 and 2063. Also, the cup is keeping its reputation as the 4th biggest cup competition in the world. So that is very nice. Well, Brøndby have won the most Super Leagues in the video so far, but Midtjylland are still on top with most league and cup wins. They've got 15, 9 leagues and 6 cups. And Brøndby have got 10 leagues, but only 3 Scandinavian Cups. So Midtjylland are still slightly on top, but it seems like it's going to be a 2-horse race between them and Brøndby to be the biggest club in Scandinavia come end of the video. Also, we have our first winner in Europe, and it is FC Copenhagen. They've been very disappointing in the Super League, but they have been the best club in Europe so far. They've got to 2 finals in the past, where they've lost both times, but third time lucky in 2061, the first time not facing English opposition. They won the Europa Conference League. They beat KRC Genk in the final, so at least we've ended the video with one European winner, and that is FC Copenhagen. Probably the most likely candidate, to be honest. Doesn't look as likely, seeing as their lack of Super League wins, but 2 finals already for them in the Conference League. They've made their third, and they've won the competition. Well, 45 years deep now, we've got 6 teams with a 3.5-star reputation. They are IFK Gothenburg, Brøndby, Rosenborg, AIK, FC Midtjylland, and Lyngby. Lyngby up here now with a 3.5-star reputation. They've seemed to have grown quite a lot in the video. FC Copenhagen, even though they've won a European competition, the only team to do so, they are only a 3-star reputation team. Also, Molde have dropped off quite a lot. And also Malmo. Malmo, the biggest club in Sweden, arguably, in real life. And we haven't seen much from them in the video. They won 2 cups early on, I believe. But since then, they've done absolutely nothing. So, yeah, very interesting to see Malmo lacking down there with only a 2.5-star reputation. Well, first of all, it's good to see the league is climbing up to 8th biggest league in Europe now, just behind the Portuguese league. In terms of the latest winners, FC Midtjylland have won another 2 trophies in the last 5 seasons, in 2065 and 2068. They overtake Brøndby now as the most wins in the Super League. They now got 11, while Brøndby have still got 10. IFK Gothenburg won it again in 2064, Rosenborg in 2066, and I believe Lyngby have won it for the first time in 2067. Yeah, Lyngby won their first win in 2067. They've also won the cup twice as well. So Lyngby, another Danish team, are starting to grow strong towards the end of the video here. Well, in the Scandinavian Cup, and there's a new dominant force in that as well, IFK Gothenburg have won 3 of the last 5 cups here. Brøndby have won another one, and Rosenborg have won another one as well. But IFK Gothenburg doing the best in the last 5 years. Well, FC Midtjylland are still out in first place in total wins. They have won 11 Super Leagues now and 6 Scandinavian Cups, so 17 in total. And Brøndby are in second place with 10 Super Leagues and 4 Scandinavian Cups, 14 in total. So it seems very likely one of these 2 teams will finish off the video as the most successful in Scandinavia, barring something memorable from one of the other teams in the video here. You know, IFK Gothenburg could theoretically still do it, same as Rosenborg as well. Other than that, I don't think any other team can come close. But will FC Midtjylland finish off the video as the biggest in Scandinavia, or will it be someone else? Well, we're at the end of the video now, 50 years into the future, and we have another 7 teams again with a 3.5-star reputation. Unfortunately, we can never see a team get to a continental reputation with 4 stars or a high 3.5 stars, but we definitely had some good teams out of this video here today, and those 7 teams are Rosenborg and Molde, who are top 2 Norwegian teams, followed by Midtjylland and Brøndby, who are 2 Danish teams, of course, and then we've got Gothenburg, who are Swedish, and then 2 more Danish teams in Copenhagen and FC Nordsjælland. The last winners of the competition, though, have been AGF, who have won it in 2073. FC Midtjylland won another one in 2072. Molde as well in 2071. And Rosenborg won back-to-back Super League titles in 2069 and 2070. So I'm pretty sure that definitely makes Midtjylland the biggest team of the video. Also, the Super League finishes out at 8th in terms of the biggest competition in Europe. So I think it's safe to say, in terms of FootballManager, that has answered that question, that if all the Scandinavian clubs join together in a big league, it should make the league better. It's jumped from 15th best to 8th best. So didn't quite crack the top 5, which I was hoping for, but it came very close. I think it got up to 7th place at one point. Also, in terms of the Scandinavian Cup, FC Copenhagen won another one of those in 2069. Rosenborg won that back-to-back as well in 2070 and 71. Molde won another one in 2072. And Brøndby won it in 2073 for the last time. Also, the cup ended up finishing off with 4th place in terms of the reputation. So let's count up the total wins now for the big clubs, and let's see who runs out in first place. Well, FC Midtjylland have won the most Super Leagues and the most competitions out of the video. They won 18 in total, 12 Super Leagues and 6 Scandinavian Cups as well. Brøndby in second place though, with 10 Super League wins to their name and 5 Scandinavian Cups as well. But they also had the best record of any team. They won 7 Super Leagues in a row from 2055 to 2061. Unfortunately, no Finnish team won a single competition out of the video, which is very underwhelming. It did do quite well. I think VPS got up to like 10th biggest club in Scandinavia. It'd be nice to see one of them win a Scandinavian Cup at least, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. The Icelandic teams as well fell off a cliff. Vikinga won the first Scandinavian Cup of the video, but no other team even came close to doing anything in the video. So disappointing from those two nations, especially Finland, not winning a single competition. But Sweden, Denmark and Norway have definitely won a lot of competitions here. Midtjylland are the most successful team, followed by Brøndby, 2 Danish clubs. Let's see how a Swedish club and Norwegian club compared. Well, the most successful Swedish club of the video has been IFK Gothenburg. They won 7 trophies in total. They won 4 Super Leagues, including 3 in a row, and they also won 3 Scandinavian Cups late on as well. The second biggest Swedish team was AIK, who won 6 trophies in total, 2 Super Leagues and 4 Scandinavian Cups. Malmo were very disappointing, arguably the biggest team in Sweden in real life. They only won 2 competitions. They were very early on as well. They won the 2024 and 2026 Scandinavian Cup. So disappointing from them, but IFK Gothenburg run out as Sweden's biggest winners. And Rosenborg firmly come out as Norway's most successful club as well, winning 13 in total. I think they won 7 Super Leagues and 6 Scandinavian Cups. Yeah, Rosenborg won 7 Super Leagues and 6 Scandinavian Cups, so I think that makes them the 3rd most successful team on the video as well, behind Midtjylland and Brøndby, who are Danish of course. But Rosenborg of Norway did very well as well in the video. FC Copenhagen, a little bit disappointing, it has to be said. They did win a European trophy though, the only team to win one. As of now, I haven't checked the last 5 years, of course. But in terms of Scandinavia itself, disappointing from Copenhagen. Only 3 Super Leagues to talk of for them, and only 4 Cups as well. 7 in total. For a team of their calibre, you'd expect them to do a lot better. But they have won a European competition in 2061. They also got to 2 more finals as well. Well, unfortunately, no other team got to a European final, so I think it's safe to say that Midtjylland have been the most successful team of the video here today in Scandinavia. I think they won 12 Super Leagues in total and 6 Scandinavian Cups as well. But Brøndby followed closely in second place. I think they won 10 Super Leagues. And also Rosenborg from Norway did very well as well. Brøndby did win 7 Super Leagues in a row though, so that is quite incredible. And FC Copenhagen, despite fairly underwhelming in Scandinavia itself, they were the only team to win a European competition, and they also got to 2 more finals as well. So that is the end of this video, guys. If you do like this sort of videos, please hit that like button for me, and also if you're new around here and you want to see more videos like this, do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out and much appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.